So I'm very passionate about maternal mental health, and I talk about maternal mental health when I'm in the homes with moms, just because of how important it is, and how sometimes our doctors don't really see us enough to ask how we are truthfully feeling. For me, I had a really positive support system after my son was born, and even then, that has nothing to do with postpartum depression, anxiety. It's hormones. So I always talk to the moms and tell them that if you're feeling really sad, and you're confused as to why you're sad because you have everybody who loves you around, it has to do with hormones, and it's nothing that you've done wrong, or it's nothing with the connection sometimes. It's just all of those hormones coming in at once. Before having a child, I did not realize that it wasn't just postpartum depression. It can be postpartum depression, anxiety, and postpartum PTSD that can develop during pregnancy and throughout after having your baby. Postpartum depression, that is something that happens after the baby blues. So after a few months, you've had this baby and you just are not seeing that light at the end. So that's then postpartum anxiety. It's just continuous worries. And I had this one where I was just always wondering and just having these thoughts about what if there's SIDS to worry about after you have a new baby. And then just your thoughts just control you. And then postpartum PTSD. This one can be one that if you've had traumatic experiences before, sometimes when you're in the hospital, they touch you and don't let you know they're going to touch you. And then that can become where, you're like, wow, this is very traumatic for me. Or the birth, maybe you had a very, very traumatic birth or labor, and now you're like, I'm never doing that again. We have these conversations with moms about how they have been sleeping, how they've been eating, if they have been prioritizing themselves. We call it like an everything shower. Have you been able to do that? A lot of these moms would be like, oh, I can't remember the last time I washed my hair. So that has to do a lot with a lot of these like self-care. And if you're not taking care of yourself, if you are not prioritizing your needs, then it's going to be really hard to then have your baby happy and be able to fulfill your baby's needs. So when I go into the homes with moms, I will use a do for, do with, cheer on statement. And what that means when I'm entering homes with families who don't speak English as their first language is I will help you call, whether that's Medicaid taxi, your pediatrician. We will do it together. And then maybe, you need a couple of times for me to kind of coach you. And then after that, I will be next to you while you make the phone call to resources in the community. And eventually, the goal is that you will be confident and you will have the tools needed in order to be able to connect to resources in the community who will help you be a resourceful parent for your baby.